The fourth task under installation is training. New system can only be successful with a proper training, whether it involves software, hardware, or manufacturing. A successful information system requires training for the users, for the managers, and also for the IT staff members. The entire system development effort can be considered as success if the people understand how to use the system effectively. Training plan should be considered early in the system development process. So the main groups for training is users, managers, and IT staff. The users need to be trained because they need to know how to perform their job functions. Managers need to be trained because they need to know the system overview to ensure that the users are being trained properly and the system is being using correctly. For the IT staff, they have to be trained because IT staff is the staff that going to support the new system, going to do some maintenance, going to do some added new features. Vendor training. If the system includes purchase of software or hardware, normally it will also include the vendor supplied training. When a company wants to purchase software or hardware or some commercial packages, they have to make sure that in their request for proposal and also request for quotation, it should include the vendor supplied training. Webinars, podcasts, and tutorial. What is webinars? It is an internet-based training session that provide interactive experience. Podcast is a web-based broadcast that allows a user to download multimedia files to a PC or portable device. Therefore, you can play the multimedia files anytime that you need it. Tutorial is series of online interactive lessons that present materials and also provide dialogue with users. Outside training resources. It is an independent training firms that also provide in-house hardware or software training. If vendor training is not practical and the project organization does not have the internal resources to perform the training, outside training consultant can be a good alternative to give training to the users, managers, and IT staff in the companies. Online training. Online training may offer interactive sessions where the user can perform practice tasks and view the feedback of their practice. Online materials should include a reference section that will summarize all options and commands, list all possible error messages, and list what action the user should take when a problem arises. Once the new system is installed and operational, there are two additional tasks must be performed, which is under task 5 for installations, post-implementation tasks. The first one is post-implementation evaluation. The post-implementation evaluation will assess the overall quality of the information system. So the evaluation will verify that the new system has met specific requirement, complies with the user's objective, and produce the anticipated benefits. By having the post-implementation evaluation, it will help the IT development practices for the future projects. Normally, the typical evaluation will include feedback for the following areas on the accuracy, completeness, timeliness of the system output, what is the user satisfactions, the system control and security measure adequate or not, the efficiency of the hardware, efficiency of the platform performance, effectiveness of database implementation, performance of the IT teams, completeness and quality of the documentation, quality and effectiveness of training, and last criteria can be on accuracy of cost-benefit estimates and development schedule. How to find the fact, okay, for post-implementation evaluation. So here are some fact-finding techniques by doing interview, observation, reading the documents and also training materials, examine all source documents, output reports, screen display, using questionnaire, analyze maintenance and help desk logs. The second task under post-implementation task is final report to management. At the end of each SDLC phase, a final report must be submitted to management. Normally, the report that's submitted to the management will include the final versions of all system documentation, planned modifications and enhancement to the system that have been identified, should recap of all system development costs and schedules, comparison of actual costs and schedules to the original estimates, and lastly, the post-implementation evaluation if the evaluation has been performed. That is all for system implementation phase. I hope that all of you are okay, and please don't forget to do the self-assessment question. Thank you everyone. Bye.